Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic is still probably pretty far away, but we've actually gotten some new information about the game since it was announced at the Game Awards. So we know that Casey Hudson is returning to direct this game. He was, directly responsible for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which is why so many people are excited about this game. And what's really cool is he's bringing in a bunch of BioWare talent, specifically people that worked on the original KOTOR. We have Dan Fessenden, who's coming back. We have Caroline Livingstone and Ryan Hoyle. And just the fact that we have now multiple veterans from that game should be pretty good news. Now, there's kind of there's kind of a negative connotation with the Game Awards. We know that a lot of these games that get announced don't end up happening. They don't materialize. They end up getting canceled, or they get announced way before they're ready. And it does seem like this is pretty far off. Jason Schreier has suggested that we might not see this game until 2030. However, Casey Hudson has disputed that, saying that he's not getting any younger and he has no desire to be still working on this, 4 years from now. So it will be really interesting to see what happens. And I think this is kind of cool. I actually never got a chance to play Knights of the Old Republic. I didn't have an Xbox back then. I actually do have the game on my Switch. I've had it for a few years now, and I've just been hesitant to start it because the hype has been so high. James Gunn, who is like such an amazing director, he says it's his favorite piece of Star Wars media, which is just like one of the highest praises that you can say, in a franchise that has, films like Empire Strikes Back. To say that Knights of the Old Republic is, his favorite Star Wars thing ever made, it's added a level of hype. And I don't know if I kind of like missed the boat not playing it 20 years ago, and I won't find it as good now. So I'm really hoping that Fate of the Old Republic turns out to be really something special. The debut trailer looked awesome. But again, these types of things are tough to get too excited about, knowing that, this team was just formed, you know, less than a year ago. Hopefully, we get to see some real progress soon and it doesn't end up like the Knights of the Old Republic remake that may never actually come out after having been announced several years ago. Anyway, I wrote about this story over at Game Rant. You can check that out. I will include a link in the description for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and think about subscribing, will you?